Now this looks pretty promising. What it do, Space Crew? It's now June as of this video, and we are at Brooklyn Comic Con. If you watched my number 14 con prep vlog and my Megalopony video, then this would be the last video in my Brooklyn trio. At this point, everything is packed and ready to go. So let's get to the convention site and set up. I already know I'll be late to editing this video, but if you take a look back at what happened this year, and remember that this was happening, and consider I'm in the Northeast, you could see how that threw a wrench in things. The winds blew the smog away from New York, which was great for the con, but it blew it down south where my help was driving up from, so they couldn't make it Friday for early setup. But no matter, the con was still happening, so I went myself and got started on the bones of my table display. Now that I'm here, I'll start with laying out my new tablecloth. I'll lay my logo banner across the middle, which helps visually divide my table. Next, I set up the grids on the right, with the help of my table neighbor since I was alone. With that, I went on ahead and set up the smaller displays, a book rack for small prints, grids that I use for my stickers, and the hollow acrylic risers. I then laid out all my display copies of the available prints. These are all laminated so they can take constant touching from congoers. Here is a closer look at the grids I use for my stickers. They're just displays for holding jewelry. Moving on to the keychains and charms. I'm hoping to sell more of my Kirby charms this time around. After getting the grids up on the left side, I went right to the small displays for the middle and left. I'm using more acrylic risers, a metal desktop file holder, and a display rack I bought secondhand. That's about all I could bring myself, so tomorrow I'll get the rest done. Since I got a new tablecloth, my old one became the cover I use for when I close up shop. I recommend getting a cover when you need to close up. It helps deter theft, if only by a little. Let's head home and get some rest. Okay, so it is 12:30 a.m. and I got as much done as I could with getting the structure set up and getting the bare bones of my table finished. It was just me because my help was not able to come on time due to the smog and whatnot in the air and causing delays, and well, it is what it is. That's not their fault. So they will be with me tomorrow and we'll just get everything done right then and there, so at least there'll be 3 of us working at it and most of it's already set up. I think we'll be okay. Also, I just gotta get my cosplay finished. Check out the cosplay video to see how that turned out. I'm gonna have to work some safety pin magic here because we didn't really get everything done, but I got it recognizable. And that's what's important, I think. Here we are back at the convention site, and I got the baker's rack up with my Pride Cookie box sets. In the back, we are getting the pull display up for my large prints. I had this back from when I used to use grid cubes, and those were much lower, so I'll need to get a higher pull display for next time. I like to have a side for stickers, charms, prints, etc., and the other side for my knit crochet items. It keeps the table organized and cohesive. I have a lot of items and it can look cluttered real quick. With the stickers down, you can see how they look nice next to the charms and small prints. People tend to buy those 3 things together, so that's another reason why I keep them close by each other. Now for the Flare Witch wall. Since we were fortunately placed with an open side next to the game consoles, I had a whole side I could dedicate to my Flare Witch items. And with the rest of everything set up, let's take a look at how the table came out. It's Saturday, day one of the con, and business is booming. There was a good turnout of attendees this year, so we had nice foot traffic. I was donned in my megalopony look, of course, with added pants and cardigan because it got cold sitting there. As the con continues, let's take this time to review a few of the notable sales I made on this day. First up, I debuted these 3 prints, among a few others, but these 3 pulled a lot of attention. Next, I saw a pickup in sales for these hair scrunchies. Very nice, since they didn't do that well last time. I'll see how they do once more before I decide if I want to phase them out or not. These Neon Galaxy notebooks are grabbing a lot of attention too, so I'll see how they do tomorrow as well. This one I definitely have to talk about. We had our first in-person sale of our Deep Space Danny t-shirt. I was thrilled. With day 1 coming to a close, we closed up shop and headed home to eat.
I did all those witches, and then other artists make prints and things to go with them,
Alright, so now it's Sunday, day 2, last day of the con. This time I was able to chat a bit with the con goers since things were a little bit slower. I also went with a different look today, just something I put together out of my closet. I made a mini speed paint of both of my con looks, so check out my art handles to get a full look at them. Something interesting happened today that surprised me. We had a returning customer, the one that bought the Danny shirt from us yesterday. And they came back with the shirt on. That was the coolest feeling seeing that. They even brought over a friend who asked where he got the shirt from. I hope to have more moments like that in the future. And so, the day continued, and Brooklyn Comic Con eventually came to a close. So let's review how we did overall. Earlier I noted that the pop prints were doing well. That continued to the next day, with this one being the most purchased. These designs will be on shirts soon, so keep an eye out for those. Next, these stickers my brother made were blowing out. For a while, it felt like sales were going slow, since we were only getting small sticker purchases, but it added up very quickly. This led us to break even mid-day 1, and the rest was all profit. I think we'll add other characters from the same series to these ones. Also with the stickers were these Gon and Kahlua stickers I made back in 2018. They're still holding strong, so I'm going to add more Hunter x Hunter stickers to the bunch. Now for my Flare Witch project items. This was their first time debuting at a convention, and they did amazing. I brought about 5 of each witch from tiers 1 and 2, and I had about 2 or 3 charms of the tier 3 and 4 witches, due to minimum order quantity I had to follow for each design. So I brought these to see how they did, and I can gladly say I will be releasing these charms on the shop soon. Out of all the witches, the Crystal Witch and the Witch Doctor got the most attention, with the Witch Doctor print bundle being requested the most. I brought back the second batch of my Ice Cream Octopus plushies, which didn't sell out like last year, but I kind of expected that at a Comic Con versus an anime con. I still did get a positive response on them, including a TikTok review left after the con ended. Well, the con has come to a close, and I have lots to organize and put away. I already sent out applications for next year, since I'm trying to do more than one con a year. Going forward, I think I'm going to separate the Artist Alley videos into their own category, since technically they aren't studio vlogs, and I want to try and make them more real-time vlogs and less post-commentary. Let's see how things go in the future. Stay tuned for the pop print t-shirt release, and be sure to hit subscribe and that little bell to be notified of any future news from me. I'll see you in the next vid. Bye!